A new study says that millennials are more likely to fall for fraudulent financial schemes than other generations of people. But the big question is whether this is because millennials are more naive, or are they being targeted by financial fraudsters because they actually use the social media system. So here's this age distinction. You know, they're saying, yeah, if you're around 70, you don't get targeted as much. Well, it may be that if you're around 70, you're not using as much of what millennials use from the standpoint of social media. But it is interesting that they're 40% higher risk of being targeted by millennials of being targeted by fraudsters than, you know, the older generation. What is your take on this? I think it has something to do with the fact you got one generation that just doesn't use social media.
I think you're totally right. I think that you're seeing the kids are buying tickets. I mean, I got kids this age, they're buying tickets to concerts. They're on social media all the time. They're vulnerable to getting hit, and they're naive, so they're not mutually exclusive. What I thought was really fascinating, though, about this study is that the 20 to 29-year-olds, the median loss was $400. Now, for those in their 70s, it was $621. So not only is it the frequency, but $400 of loss to an average 20 to 29 that's a heck of a lot of money to a 20-year-old.
Yeah, but let's talk. Look, first of all, you've got millennials that are they're more apt to use debit cards. They're more apt to use order over the internet. They're going to use that much more. They're more capable where it comes to what we are as a society today. They're more capable in understanding how to use all of those parts. You know, I got a daughter that she can do everything needs to be done on the internet, including finances. So if you think about it, it's natural that they'd be more of a target.
I don't find that surprising.
No.
That the percentages are the millennials are getting hit a lot more. I'll tell you what, we were putting a vacation bid in on one of the online sites just a couple weeks ago. We got an email back that we thought it was from the owner. It wasn't, who said, hey, we just had a cancellation, 50%, and asked us to forward the money. We almost did. At the last minute, we thought too good to be true.
The problem is identity fraud here.